Hi friends, and welcome to another cruise edition of Backroads Tourist. Today we're going down under. Our favorite cruise so far has to be a repositioning cruise we took on the Majestic Princess. Our cruise started in Sydney and ended in Perth 10 days later, but this video isn't about that cruise. I've already done a video on that. This is about our pre-cruise stay in Sydney. We wanted to fly in several days before the cruise for a number of reasons. First of all, we'd never been to Sydney before and we wanted to spend a few days just seeing the city. Secondly, we knew that after traveling for nearly 24 hours to get to Sydney, including a 16-hour flight and crossing over the international date line, we were going to be pretty wiped out and jet lagged for a few days. We wanted to get refreshed and recharged before the cruise. When we landed in Sydney, it was pouring rain, and it rained quite a bit every day that we were there. That put a bit of a damper on our stay, but we found ways to still have a great time despite the rain. We stayed at the Amora Jameson Hotel, just a few blocks from an area called The Rocks. The Rocks is a very touristy area that offers great dining and shopping, as well as easy access to both the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House. Being tourists, this was the ideal place for us to stay. Also not too far from the hotel was a complex that housed the Wildlife Sydney Zoo, the Sea Life Sydney Aquarium, and Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, all under one roof. This place was custom made for a rainy day. We got a combo ticket for about $75 each that got us into all three places. It would have been about a 15-minute walk from the hotel, but since it was pouring, we decided to get a cab instead. The zoo was fun. It was made up mostly of animals native to Australia. This is where we got our first look at koalas and kangaroos, but my biggest thrill was seeing an animal I've dreamed of seeing all my life, a real live duckbill platypus. The aquarium was amazing. It seemed to go on and on. I still can't figure out how they got so much into just one building. Finally, it was on to the Wax Museum. There was definitely an Aussie theme to the museum with wax figures like Olivia Newton-John, Mel Gibson, and Steve Irwin. We did have a couple of days where the rain held off a bit to allow us to get out and see more of the area. On one of these days, we caught a ferry to the Taronga Zoo. Not only does this zoo offer close-up looks at wonderful animals, but it also gives you a great view of Sydney. Hey, I'd like to ask you to please give this video a thumbs up, and if you find my travel videos interesting, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, and it really helps the channel out. On another semi-rain-free day, we did the hop-on, hop-off bus tour. We've also done this in London and Las Vegas, and we highly recommend it if you want to hit all of the touristy spots. We got off to visit the Sydney Opera House, and as we were waiting for the next bus to arrive, we noticed dozens of parrots and cockatoos up in the trees. It's something we really didn't expect to see in downtown Sydney. The earbud headphones they give you let you hear the details about the fun places you're visiting too. So if you want to see a lot, but not spend a lot, a hop-on, hop-off bus tour is the way to go. We had planned on going on a tour to the Blue Mountains, taking an evening harbor cruise, and maybe even visiting one of the famous beaches around Sydney, but the weather got in the way. But that's okay. We had a wonderful time, and we hope to get back to Sydney someday. Thanks for watching today. I'm Jeff, and I'll see you on the back roads or on a future cruise.